another episode of Outcasts to Icons. Now, of course, this episode is literally an hour after the last one. So I thought we're basically back exactly where we were, because I wanted to sort of show you my excitement for the job hunt, basically, and sort of take you with me for a little bit and just see how we do, basically. So I'm just going to this is very, very quick introduction to the episode. Essentially, we're just going to go through, apply for some jobs, and hopefully get our first job by the end of the episode. I really hope that it's going to go well. I'm really not entirely sure, though. I know that you can get jobs doing this because I've done it on a test database. So hopefully we'll be able to find ourselves a job relatively soon. So I will join you guys in a sec when hopefully we've got some stuff to talk about. Right guys, we're back. It's a month later, and as you can see, we are still unemployed. Norman's been living out of his car in Central Europe for the last month, basically, surviving mostly on crisps and Jaffa cakes, if I'm honest, and sleeping under an old blanket, so poor thing. We have been applying for jobs. As you can see, there are plenty of jobs available. A lot of them are Scandinavia. We've had a few interviews, but nothing good has come back yet. There was a club in Sweden that was nearly, I thought we'd got it, but we didn't. I thought the interview went well, but it just didn't quite happen. They were semi-professional though, and we would have had no wage budget and no transfer budget. That would have been quite a tough one to do anyway. So it's a little bit tough so far. We're hanging in there though, but as you can see, like a lot of the clubs that are available at the moment to manage, there's a lot of Sweden, Norway. I think there's a Latvian one there. There's a third-tier German side there as well, actually. I've just noticed that's brand new as of today. So we're going bit by bit, basically. We managed to... Most of the jobs we've applied to, though, have been in... There was a couple in Ireland, actually, but I think they're above us at the moment in terms of our level. But because of the time of the year, I think mostly the big European leagues and those countries that start in sort of August time, the problem is they haven't... No matter how badly the teams are doing, they're not sacking their managers just yet, which is why most of the time, at the moment, we're seeing jobs for Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark, and sort of Baltic countries. I think there was a Bosnian job come up. There's a few Georgian ones there, Latvia, and so on. So I think we're probably going to end up somewhere around Scandinavia, in that part of like northeastern Europe, possibly, is where we're going to be ending up at some point. I think when we finally do get ourselves offered a job, I feel like it's probably going to be somewhere like probably Danish or Swedish third tier, perhaps, at the moment. I don't know. That being said, we've applied for jobs at clubs like, as you can see, Valsta, Syrianska, and AFC United, and Sandvik, and clubs like that, and we haven't managed to get them, so I don't know what's really going to happen with that. I really hope, at the moment, as you can see, we've already gone a month in like this, and we've had no firm offers of a job yet, just a few interviews, so I'm really hoping. We went for an interview with a top flight club in Finland, which was amazing. I think it was KUPS, or was it... it was either KUPS or HIFK, Helsingfors. So yeah, those are I mean, I can't believe we got jobs with top... It's not jobs, but I can't believe we got job offers, or not even job offers, but interviews with top flight clubs in Finland. I'm very surprised about that, considering we have no coaching badges. So that would be quite something. But again, I think that's sort of like the top end of what we're possibly getting interviews for. I think it's more likely that we'll end up sort of in a second tier Scandinavian country. When I say second tier, I mean like the second tier league. So hopefully, fingers crossed, when we return, I'll actually have a bastard job to tell you about, guys. I really hope so. I want to make sure that we get a job relatively soon. Although, fact is, if we do get a job, it's going to be mid-season, which means that we're not going to have... I don't think we're in a transfer window either, no. Which means we're going to need to jump right in, and we'll have a game almost immediately. So you guys are definitely going to get a live comm in this episode at some point, I really, really hope. So I'll join you guys soon when I actually manage to find a job, basically. We'll just jump straight in, and I'll tell you a little bit about the club, hopefully, when we actually do that. So I'll see you guys in a minute, hopefully. Guys, it's bastarding happened. I don't know how, because I must say, like, when I started this, when I did this on a test database, the first job I was able to get was in the Latvian second tier. This time, I think we've just purely got lucky here, because we've been offered, and I have accepted, because why the hell wouldn't you, the job at HIFK, which is, I believe, I can't remember the exact pronunciation. Well, actually, no, I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to try and pronounce the full name of the club, okay? So, anyone who's Swedish or Finnish, because I'm pretty certain that it's got a fair amount of... Swedish background to it. I don't know quite why, but it feels like it does. Please do feel free to correct my pronunciation on this. So, Idrottsföreningen Kamratörna I Helsingfors. I don't know how close that is. I know that Idrots I think it's Idrottsplatsen is Swedish for football stadium or something along those lines. But anyway, that's a poor attempt at Swedish/Finnish. So again, Swedish and Finnish people, or mostly Finnish because we're obviously in Finland, please do let me know. If any of you are fans of HIFK, then please do get in touch. That's awesome if you are. Now you might notice I haven't put their social media links in the description to this video. Of course, that is because, I didn't want to give away who we were actually going to be. I wouldn't want to give away who we were actually managing. From the beginning, but it will be in all future videos. So, first job, it's actually in the Finnish top division. I must say, I'm really shocked. And please don't feel like, you've just gone to, literally, there was so few jobs. I didn't want to go on for hours. Like, I wanted to get this done, and we've managed to actually take a job. Like, I really wanted our first job to be in one of the countries that we'd added, the ones that we'd added to the database specifically for this, but it just wasn't happening. There were very few jobs, and we weren't getting even interviews for most of them, so I have no idea what they saw in us here. But the point is, they have hired Norman Millington as a manager. He's on £400 a week, which isn't too bad when you think about it. 1,600 quid a month, which is apparently £375 a week after taxes. I don't know, think they know much about tax in Scandinavia, but I'm pretty certain that the taxes are very, very high from what I remember. High standard of living, but expensive. So guys, if you do know anything about HIFK, please do drop it in the comments and fill me in. Obviously, I've done my usual research, which is essentially goes as far as me looking on Wikipedia and finding out what I can about the club. But basically, they're apparently the oldest club in Finland and were founded in 1887 by a man called Georges Dubitsky, who was a 15-year-old student. And basically, they have many things. They've got ice hockey and all kinds of other, because often in the continent, the clubs tend to have many different sports involved. I know for a fact that St. Pauli were very much like that as well. They have, until the sort of 1970s, they were one of the big sides in Finland, but unfortunately they fell, and they fell hard, at times playing in the 5th tier, basically. But this is their first season, as far as I can make out, or maybe their second season now, back up in the Veikkausliiga. So I'm hoping that we can do the trip. But the thing is, they are bottom of the league at the moment, so we are taking over. Now, guys, we are probably going to get sacked at times in this save, because let's face it, it's going to be difficult. There's nothing more we can say about that. It is going to be difficult at times. So we probably will get the sack from time to time, but I'm hoping we can try and turn things around. I don't know how long we've got left, but we are definitely bottom. We've got 28. Well, let's actually take a little look. Obviously, I'm going to handle all this stuff off screen because it will take ages. So here's how the things are looking at the moment. We're only 2 points from safety. However, I've literally just noticed how little time there is left in this season. It's a 32 game season. We've got 5 games to save ourselves, basically. I really hope that we don't get sacked after 5 games. That would kind of suck, wouldn't it? So there you go, guys. Don't know who the previous manager was. It doesn't actually even say here, which is a little bit strange. But we're actually sharing a stadium with HJK, the big side in Finland. Although that being said, as much as they're the big side, Mariam won it last year, and ROPS are top at the moment with HJK nowhere to be seen, really. So it's going to be fun. I've never managed in Finland on the game. I actually nearly did something like that for a streaming save. I wanted to try and do a stream save with FC Santa Claus, but I couldn't get a database that had the right things in it, unfortunately. So this is going to be fun, I think. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in. I'm hoping that, our first game is on the 10th of September, so you're going to see that very, very soon. Now, what I'm going to do now, basically, guys, is go away, try to figure out, Norm's managed to get himself an apartment in Helsinki. It's not anything lavish because he is only, of course, on £375 a week, but it's enough to get him by. And now he's in charge, and he can finally start imposing himself a little bit on this fine club, hopefully. Now, let's take a little look at the club themselves. Why the hell not? So, yeah, I mean, they've been down there relatively quickly, and then there's a weird gap there, and then they're up there. So, we'll take a little look. I mean, the kits, obviously, I'll have to go and get a kit pack or something. Don't worry, guys, I will do that at some point, but it won't be in this episode. I'll go and sort that stuff out properly soon. We've got a transfer budget, which is nice. We've actually got some wage budget too, which is surprising because I don't know how we got this job. That being said, we are a top flight club and we're still semi-professional, so that could cause all kinds of problems. And when you look at our sort of records, no, I'm trying to think of like league positions. Here we go. We don't really have much for that, really. That's the highest league position, not finish. I was going to say, they finished first. Also expect lots of jokes from me saying things like, we finished, and so on and so forth. So let's just see. Any affiliate clubs at all? Yep, they've got a lower league affiliate, which is good. What are the facilities like? Adequate corporate, good training, poor youth, shame. Stadium sponsor, quite useful. Okay, they're moving into a new stadium next year, which would be cool. Fairly basic youth recruitment, and average junior coaching isn't too bad. As for being able to pronounce the name of their stadium, I'm going to try and hold off on that one until someone can actually let me know. Is it Töölön Palankenta? Palokente? Toolun Palokente. I don't know. I don't know if the O's and A's with the umlauts on top are pronounced the same in Finnish as they are in Swedish, because I know that the A is e and the O is like ER kind of sound. So I don't know. Someone can let me know. I do want to try and get the names right, because otherwise, where's the fun in that? So let's take a little look at the squad. Why are we not seeing the squad, actually? Few players. Of course, because we're actually managing the team. So let's see what we got. Top valued player is £14,000 worth. Wow, we've got a lot of injuries as well. This could not be any worse. Top scorer at the moment has 9 goals. This is Antonio Inutuli. He's Finnish, despite having a strange name. Okay, so not too bad at the moment. Mika Johansson. We do at least have face backs for most of these players. Otto-Pekka Jovanen. Nohum Kobena. Wow, he's... what nation is that? Is that Algeria? No, it's Benin. Okay, cool. Joni Kohonen. Pauli... oh, dear. We'll call him Paul. Fredrik Lassas, who I think must have used to play for HJK, or is that... or is that a team in Sweden? I don't know. Sorry about that. Thomas Mostonen. There's some okay players. I think it's hard to tell. I'll have to adjust some of this stuff to get my the right settings done and everything, but that's something I'll do off camera. So, join me in a few minutes. I say a few minutes, what, about 10 seconds for you lot. It's going to take me ages to try and sort this out. I really think so. And hopefully we'll be on the day of our first match, which could be absolutely pissing crucial. So guys, join me in a minute, and yeah, see you guys in a minute. Right guys, we are back, and it is the day of our first match in charge, and it is not going to be an easy one. We may well be at home, but we are at home against 4th place VPS, and when you actually look at our record lately, it has been utterly atrocious. The last one we had was at home against FC Lahti, the team directly above us, and since then, loss, draw, loss, draw, fair enough, but then 2 defeats on the bounce, and we're in troubles. Like, we've got some difficult fixtures coming up. KUPS are 8th. That's hugely important. HJK then away. Lahti away is crazy important. Mariam and then SJK coming up. There's important fixtures to come, basically. There's actually 6 games left, apparently. Let me think about this. Match 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Have we only played 26 games? Have we got a game in hand? Did I not notice that? No. I'm a little confused. If there's 6 games to go, then that'd be 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. That's 5 games. Where's the 33rd game coming from? Or am I just miscounting everything? I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. So, I've made a few changes, obviously. We've gone through and we've done a load of stuff. This is taken me bloody ages, but because of all the injuries, I've had to bring up a load of players from the youth team and B team and so on and so forth. I've tried to sort of scramble together a formation looking at like what we've got, and I know it looks a little bit like my Red Star one, but it is different because we're using, for example, we've got a deep line playmaker and a defensive midfield role. With the 2 up top, we've got an advanced forward and we've got a poacher up there as well. I might change this around. We've got wingers, 1 on support, 1 on attack, a box to box midfielder on support. We've got both fullbacks on support, 2 limited central defenders just to keep it tight, and of course the goalkeeper just on standard defend. Now guys, of course I massively need your advice about our formation. Is there a way that you can think? Like, fact is, it might be too late. By the time you see this, we may already be buggered, but nonetheless I still need the opinions. This is something that's going to happen quite a lot in this save, so if you've got any tactical prowess and genius, feel free to impart it on me right now. We're on a standard mentality, flexible, and these are the team instructions we're using at the moment. I'm actually going to turn off route 1. I was just trying to think of like what type of football we could play, and closing down less to try and keep the shape, looking for the overlap to try and get this width going, exploiting the flanks, obviously the same, run at defence because we've got decent dribblers, it would seem, preventing short goalkeeper distribution because we've got 2 up top, so we may as well. We are distributing to our playmaker here. I'm just trying to think. I want to try and keep the instructions minimal at the moment, but fair enough. If you've got a better idea, then go for it. Obviously, we do still have 4 key players out injured, and it really has been difficult. I've had to bring in some serious youth stuff. Like, I mean, for example, Yanni Beckman, as you can see there, has yet to play a single game for us, and he's had to come straight in here. So yeah, we're doing our best basically, but it is going to be incredibly difficult. Let's make no mistake about it. So that's what we're doing in terms of formation wise. Feel free to drop your suggestions about ways we can change this, but please always give a reason, otherwise it's just not a very useful suggestion. Scouting wise, we had 1 scout and he was doing our sort of next match report things. Thankfully we're allowed 2 scouts, so I have gone and I've gone and hired a second scout who is now scouting Finland, looking for decent players. I've not gone and looking for the youth talent because we we just need to stabilise first before we can start doing that kind of thing. For now, we just need to stabilise and look for decent players. Anyone, basically. So he's actually better than my chief scout, to be honest. So we might have to do a little bit more shuffling around with the staff, because we've got very limited amounts of staff that we're allowed to have, basically. So that's important. But yeah, so we've got a scout out now looking. We can only scout in Finland, unfortunately. So it's going to be really, really tough for us. But if we can stay up, then hey, who knows what we're capable of. It would be quite an achievement if we were to stay out. Now, of course, I'm going to get a kit pack for the top flight in Finland, so hopefully we'll have proper cool kits in there. I don't know about 3D kits, that's probably not going to be possible. But we'll have to see. I'll have a look on Tinterwebs. Right. Obviously, the tactical situation is going to take a little while to build. I've sorted out the training, sorted out staff. We've got some of the things. Some of these players are leaving as well. They've already signed deals with other clubs. It's just, that's the problem with being semi-pro, it would seem. We're not good with money at the moment. We are not good at all. And as a result, let's just jump straight into this, basically. Match preview. As you can see, VPS are challenging towards the upper echelons of this league, and any result we get against them today is going to be brilliant. They've got a guy called Morrissey up front. Stephen, that is a smile. He's a dashing little individual. Wow. Man, that lad can smile for England, or Jamaica, as it looked like he was from Jamaica. I think he was from Jamaica. Was it Jamaica? Yep, the flag would say it all. So, let's just jump straight in. Apologies, this episode's gone on for quite a long time, but, oh, we just pick a team again. Yeah, that's about as good as we're going to get. The injuries have not helped. I'm hoping that this formation isn't too much of a clusterfuck. I really am. I dawdled for ages. I was basically just trying to look at my players, look at my scouts' reports on them, or not my scouts, my coaches' reports on them, and see where they were best suited to playing, and then just try to build a formation around their best positions, essentially. That's why we've come up with this one. So that may not work very well, and I had to try and build team instructions that kind of suited that. So again, I might have done a massive screw up, and I'm sure I have, but you know, I don't pretend to be good at this game. I just enjoy playing it for you guys. So Norman Millington's first ever game in charge of a professional football team is HIFK against VPS. What's VPS's full name? I'm just kind of curious. I assume they've got one. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll probably have to look on Tinterwebs for that one as well. Right, let's do this. We've got to save ourselves, basically. We have no choice but to... Let me just make sure I've got this set up properly. Key, left panel, 2D classic, goal action, close. And yeah, we are good to go. Let's do this. Oh dear. I'm worried. I am very worried, because they're a good team. And the fact is, though, we're not actually that far behind them points-wise. But, you know, there's a huge gulf. And the fact that we're a, you know, semi-professional team is not going to help us at all. I don't know. We're just going to have to wing it in this game, guys, and hope that we can come up with an absolute bloody miracle, basically. You know, with 6 games to save ourselves, it's going to be tough, especially when we've got some really, really tough games. Here we go, from the corner. Obviously using my corner tactic, because that's just how I do. Rahimi, back into Sutka. Can he get a shot away? He can! It's 1-0. Oh, wow. Sutka. Kali Sutka makes it HIFK 1, VPS 0. And that, guys and girls, is an absolutely wonderful start to the season. We may well have to exploit our corners, because... we have decent set-piece players, actually, I must say. That would still leave us bottom of the table, but a win here would be absolutely crucial. Don't know what the crowd's like, but what a start. Oh, no. Morrissey with the free kick, and the rebound. Oh, he's missed it. Sorry, I just assumed that was going to go in. It was one of those rebound goals. We've taken an early lead, but I don't know how much of the game that is representing. Oh, God. Beckman done well there. Morrissey, he looks dangerous. Parika. Morrissey. Back it comes to Parika. Back it comes out again. We just need to try and hang on, but I just don't see that being possible. We've taken an early lead here against the run of play. Morrissey's through, and it's 1-1. It's 9 minutes on the clock, and Stephen Morrissey, this guy looks good, I have to say. That's disappointing. We took an early lead, but we're going to need to do better than that. We just look completely at sea at the moment. I'm thinking we might need to turn closing down more on, because at the moment they are just pillaging us. So we're going to have to try and sort that out. Obviously, it's going to take a little while to sort out the tactic, and it'll be I'll be sort of messing with stuff in the games to try and see what works. So we are going to close down a little bit more, actually. The possession. I might just try and retain a little bit more of it, because so far it's been poor. Let's just see how this works out for us. It could all go horribly wrong. Morrissey again looking really dangerous. Ball played out, and again we just can't seem to get the ball out. Ball through, Hertzy's in here, and it's a great piece of defending, but again we are up against the wall here. This is backs against the wall stuff. Right, what should we do? Push up and drop a little deeper, maybe? Just trying to think what to do. It is incredibly difficult at the moment for us. You know, it's still 1-1, but we've got a long way to go in this game, and I feel like we're going to get turned over, because we've only had that one shot, and that was Oh god, Morrissey's escaped justice. Morrissey has escaped justice again. These limited central defenders, I'm going to see. I mean, they're good enough, I think, personally, to have one as a central defender and the other one as maybe like a maybe like a cover that can drop round behind, perhaps. It is all going to be about trial and error when you first take over these clubs, especially when when you're in the middle of the season and you don't have that time to work with them in pre-season. Basically, we're just coming in here and we're basically firefighting. That is literally what we're doing here, and it's not started well. That is the best way I can really describe how this is going. So Morrissey is tearing us apart. They're all basically tearing us apart. Good clearance. Morrissey again. Oh, and Parker, what's my goalkeeper doing there? It's 2-1 to VPS, and they are tearing us apart. And obviously it's the tactic, of course. Obviously they're a better team as well, but we need to figure out a tactic, and that is going to be the biggest issue because we don't have much time to do that. In fact, we basically have no time whatsoever. I don't know what the keeper's doing coming out like that and then falling over again. This is dangerous now, actually. Right. Let's try and be a bit more controlled. I don't know. We're not getting any possession of the ball. We can't keep it, basically. We are looking woeful. I mean, obviously it doesn't help that we've got all these ridiculous, not ridiculous injuries, but we've got a fair amount of injuries. That's a little bit better. We've had a couple more shots though. We seem to be working our way back into it a little bit, but at half time we are 2-1 down. We've got ourselves a goal, but it is a massive trial and error fest with this sort of system. It's going to be difficult for us to work out a way of playing, basically, particularly when you take over at a side that is in deep trouble. I mean, we can't beat around the bush. They are in massive trouble. So that looked a bit better. Just for now, that looked slightly better. So we're just going to go with the second half like this for now. We had a couple more shots there, and we have at least hit the target with every shot we've had. So at least the accuracy's up a little bit. But again, we're not getting enough of the ball to really make much of an impact at the moment. That's better. That's better. Ooh, Ntuli's through here. Can he take it around the goalkeeper? Go on, son. Oh, it's a poor effort, really, it is. But it's at least a little bit better. We're getting a couple of highlights now. Morrissey really does need to be closed down. I guess you could say we're coming back into it a little bit, but it's not really come to fruition. We look slightly better, but now we're... Oh, that's one of their players, isn't it? We're all right, okay. We'll make the first substitution in a minute and maybe make another change to try and force the issue a little bit in this game. Dropping deeper seems to have made it... Oh, God, we've quite a few players on bookings as well. Right, what changes can we make? Who's been really, really awful? Sinisalo's been awful, but we are... Actually, no, we got Jorma Salvalainen will come on here. And Backman looks knackered, but we really are lacking defenders at the moment. Milo Jung is highly rated by my coaches, but the one good player, the one player that's playing quite well for us at the moment is Sutka, but that's because he got the goal, I suppose. I'm trying to think. I mean, some people are certainly in decent nick. Let's try Lassas. He's very, very highly rated, and I'm wondering if he could make the difference for us. Let's just give these guys... I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make. Wow, actually, it works. That's rare. Usually these don't work because we've got no sort of managerial prowess. Maybe we should go route one for a little bit. Just try and knock some balls over the top, maybe. We've got... The strikers we do have are relatively pacey by comparison. Maybe just get a couple of shots in. We're a goal down. I won't go attacking just yet. I mean, I suppose it could be worse. We could be getting absolutely spanked. But let's face it, guys. We are, in a sense, just not on the score sheet at the moment. They've been by far the better team against us here, and it just isn't working for us yet. So, right. Oh, that's the last thing we needed now. Javainen. Oh, come on. 2? This is the problem. We've got such poor fitness levels at the moment as well. Well, we can only make one change, and it's going to have to be... No, we've got no one to bring on there. We have no one. The injuries are just decimating us at the moment. We're going to go attacking because we're going to have to play with 10 men as well, which is just useless. But, maybe get stuck in. Push the tempo. I'm putting too many instructions on. Maybe not play so wide. That might open us up too much. Maybe turn off route 1. I'm not getting a lot of possession, but maybe if we can just... No, we won't do that. Just shoot on sight, maybe. I don't know. I'm messing with instructions a lot, as you can see. It's just like... I'm going to have to keep trying stuff, basically, until something works. But I just don't think there's going to be enough, It's going to be a baptism of fire for us. Well, hello. 9 minutes to go, and we've got ourselves a highlight. Go on, Lassas! Oh, and a save there. Decent effort, at least. We've finally had a decent highlight. We haven't had any clear-cut opportunities today, and they have been the better team, but at least we've had a few things worthy of highlights. Lassas again here. He looks fairly decent. And again, in fact, the highlight is continuing. I think we're done here, but at least we showed some kind of attacking threat briefly there. I mean, it's not the best strike, and the keeper's equal to it, but at least it's something. You know, we're winning the ball in the midfield there, but we're just not getting the ball down to the right players, unfortunately. Kula, this highlight is not done yet, I don't think. And again, well done. Serko mopping up. Ahonen now out on the left-hand side. He's come off the bench. He should be fresh. And, well, wait, how did he get... He was the one that was in front. How did he commit the foul? Oh, what the hell? It looked like he had the ball. How did he commit a foul when he had the ball? Brilliant. Down to 9 men. Oh, Beckman's still on the pitch, isn't he? I mean, what's the last 3 minutes on overload going to do, really? We concede a third goal, or we get an absolutely... Oh, come on now. Good stuff. So we're going to finish the game here with 9 men and a lot more injuries to add to the boot, basically. I think we're done for at the moment. Millington's first game in charge is going to be a 2-1 defeat. Actually, unless Stephen Morrissey makes it 3. He has done it. It's 3-1 to VPS now, and that kind of sums it up. And they've deserved that, really. We've not been good enough tonight, and Millington's first match in charge is going to end in defeat. We had to go for it. It all started so well with that going 1-0 up from the corner, but we've just not had enough, and we need to change our tactic up, and it's going to be difficult. And the fact that we've gone down to 9 men in this game as well is not going to help. You know, another injury. Oh, Morrissey nearly making it... Oh, dear. I don't know why we're still playing. I'm really confused as to why we're still playing at this point, but now it's 4-1, and that's just disgraceful. And of course, my tactics are massively at fault for this, but it can't all be down to that. We are just decimated by injuries and suspensions now, and in the next game, it's not going to get any easier for us, I wouldn't think, guys, so that is going to be quite something. We're 96 minutes into a 94-minute match at the moment, and Stephen Morrissey has been brilliant for them, I have to say, but we need to come up with a tactic that's going to make a difference, and at the moment that tactic has not done the job at all. We might need to go back to basics here. We really may well need to go back to basics. That was very disappointing for all round, and obviously I take full responsibility for the tactical errors, but I mean, he's got 2 goals in stoppage time. That is really worrying now. I just don't think we're going to be able to stay up, if I'm honest, but we're going to give it our best shot. I'd like to think that maybe they'd give us another chance. You know, give us a chance to prove ourselves, even if we do go down, you know, to stay with the club and try to get them back up again next season might be our best shot at this. Maybe this is just like a baptism of fire, and hopefully they won't give Norman Millington the sack. But only time will tell. And this episode's probably gone on for a little bit too long now, guys. So basically, in our next episode, we're going to do the last game of the season against SJK in our live com then. And hopefully that won't be our last game in charge. Hopefully we'll get another chance. But again, yeah, sorry for the large length of this episode. But of course, it is quite an important one with us getting the job and whatnot. So if you guys like what you're seeing and you're liking the new series so far, apologies for the poor result. If you've got any tactical ideas, drop them in the comments. Then please do hit a big old like on this episode. And if you are from Finland and are even potentially a fan of this club, I'm so sorry, firstly, but also, you know, if you've got any cool tidbits about the club, do let me know in the comments as well. So I will see you guys in the next episode for what could already be a dead rubber, but you never know, against SJK, and hopefully by then we'll have a tactic that is at least out of the schoolyard, so we say. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.